I just want to give you a little update on our Chevelle project. 1970 Chevelle SS, LS swap, all that good stuff, billet transmission, Magnuson supercharger. Anyway, I was spraying the paint the other day, and we got some boogers coming out of the gun. It came out a little too thick. It was a combination of things. The humidity was high, and it started globbing up. Anyway, I had to go ahead and sand the car back down in order to get everything flat. The reason that you do this is because as you add layers of primer and paint, and then you add the candy, you add the silver base, and then you add the candy, and then you add the clear coat, you're building up orange peel, and it's a rougher and rougher surface. When you spray all that, especially with a candy paint, because it has a translucent candy coat, when you spray all that paint, you want to use a slow activator, and what a slow activator does is it takes longer to dry. So ideally, the weather's a little bit cooler, you use the slow activator, and then it takes a longer time to dry, right? Like maybe totally overnight. But because it stays wet longer, it gives gravity a chance to pull the paint down, and it makes everything really lay flat, and it gives it like a glass-like, mirror-like finish when it's done. And anyway, we got these boogers coming out around this area and up on the roof. Like I said, part of it was the gun was shooting boogers, the humidity. Maybe there was something in the gun, a piece of dirt that clogged it or something. And probably also a little bit of it was that I was trying to get the roof done, and I was probably pushing myself, trying to go a little faster than I should have been. Again, you got to just take your time, and you got to work with this paint just right in order to get it the finished product that you want. So I had to sand everything back down so that I could go ahead and then continue to work out the kinks. It shot real thick around here on the roof, and the roof, it really just covered the roof in boogers. And so I had to sand everything back down, so I'm starting from a flat surface again, so that when I go ahead and continue to add paint, the final product, once all the candy's on and the clear coat is on, is going to be the flattest. The paint's going to lay as flat as possible. It's going to be slick as glass, with a mirror-like finish, and that's what we want to shoot for. And you can see through some of the areas where it really turned out nice, and you can see the metallic really well through the candy. But it's just that because of that problem on the roof, we had to go and sand everything back down and just bring it all back flat, level, and then we can go ahead and now we can touch it up and we can fix those trouble spots that we had. And when it's done, everything's really, really going to look nice. But I did have to sand. I had to go around the whole car and hit it again with the sander. I mean, it's not a machine. I just use I use sanding sponges. And you just do everything by hand, and you got to sit there, and I had to go back around it and bring it back down flat. But everything turned out nice. I mean, I even went back through the door jambs and stuff because I really want this to lay down flat, and I want it to be real shiny and slick when it's done. And I went over the roof a couple times, and this is where it was the thickest. This is what needed the most correction. And you can see up here, and I still got to go over it one more time on the roof up here. And what you can do is if we get in close, this feels fairly flat, but you can see that it's not. You've got these shiny spots, and then you've got the dull spots. And the shiny spots are the high spots where the paint was too thick. And so it's just about perfect. Actually, if I back up a little bit, you can see hopefully this is high resolution enough. You can see this orange peel, and you can see that bump. It looks bumpy. It doesn't feel bumpy, but it's just microscopically, it's still a little bit bumpy. We're going to have to knock it down one more time to make it perfectly flat. And then we can lay the candy back down, and it'll tie everything together, and it'll come out and look the way that it's supposed to look. So the whole car is all nice. We knocked everything down. I'm satisfied with all of it. The only thing I am going to do is see, here's a little bit of shiny spot. I'm going to go back over this roof one more time, and then from there we'll get spraying. That's our supercharged Magnuson LSX 383 under there, and we got a billet transmission underneath. It's under the car. In the process of being installed, but right now we're doing the taping and the painting. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep working on that. We'll get some red sprayed down. We'll make another video, and we'll tie all this together, and it'll start looking pretty like it's supposed to. Like I said, some of the spots turned out real nice, and I want the whole finish perfect. I don't want this to be a 20-footer. This turned out nice. Another coat or so up on here, and it would have been perfect. But anyway, I want the whole car to be perfect. I don't want it to be a 20-footer where you look at it from 20 feet away and it looks great, and then you walk up to it and you see all the garbage. I spent a lot of time learning how to do this body work. And my primary thing is the motors and the transes and the electrical and the making the power and the high performance. But I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort learning from some of the best body guys on the planet how to make how to do really, really nice quality body work. And that's the quality work that I turn out. I'm not going to give you anything half-assed or anything that's garbage. So when we have a problem like that, we got to correct it. A lot of guys would have just loaded this thing up with candy paint and then loaded it up with clear coat. And then they would have sat there and tried to cut the clear coat flat to make it look flat at the end. And to me, that's just a whole lot more time to try to put a Band-Aid on the problem and not really do it the right way. I'd say they're actually spending more time because they don't want to go back and knock it down before they keep going forward. And so, it's going to be an inferior product. I'm kind of changing the game in a lot of ways with body work. There's, but for instance, the way that I lay the paint with that slow activator and let the gravity pull it down and let it dry at the right temperature, it gives you just one of the best finishes possible. I mean, I've never seen flatter, shinier show quality paint than when you do it that way. And a lot of guys want to sit there and cut the clear coat and grind the hell out of the clear coat. And there's something to be said for polishing the clear coat at the end. But if you lay the paint down the right way and you get everything to sit the right way and dry the right way, then you eliminate a lot of that other additional work at the end, and you actually get a superior product. So this is Aaron Schuett with Good Guys Automotive Performance, deep in the bunker, located in Mokina, Illinois. We make your car run good. We make your car look as good as it runs. When you're ready to look good, you're ready to go fast, give us a call at 224-633-0012 or check us out on the web at www.goodguysautomotiveperformance.com. And we'll see you at the racetrack.